Hi everyone, David Aragona here, taking a look at the feature race at Aqueduct on Saturday. It is race 8, the Garland of Roses Stakes, going 6 furlongs on the main track for the fillies and mares. Let's throw up the field for this race. We've just got 7 signed on, and I think we're going to have a clear favorite in the number 2, Glass Ceiling, a horse that's coming off 2 career best performances and just looks like she's coming into this Garland of Roses in great form. But we've got some other interesting players in this race, 3 horses to the outside that all figure to show some early speed. Sadie Lady, the New York bred, is very quick, so I'm sure the Kendra Carmouche will be hustling her to the front end. Glass Ceiling would like to see some pace develop because she's a horse that comes from a bit off the pace. And let's take a look at the Time Form US pace projector. Speaking of how tactics are going to shake out in this race, and you do see that number 2 Glass Ceiling showed all the way to the left of the pace projector. She's likely to be bringing up the rear or close to it in the early going, and that speedster Sadie Lady shown on the front end by the pace projector. No blue or red bar situation signifying that any one particular running style is favored here, but we'll see how much pressure the field does apply to Sadie Lady, Starfront, Call on Mischief, and the number 7 Song River. They all have tactical speed, but none of them are the need the lead types like Sadie Lady is. Let's move on to some contenders, and we'll start with that 6-5 morning line favorite Glass Ceiling. We'll take a look at her last race in the second division of the Pumpkin Pie Stakes at Belmont. This was competing over a sloppy track, and that's really not a problem because there is some rain in the forecast for Saturday at Aqueduct, not as much as there was at Belmont this weekend that we're looking at, but Glass Ceiling seems to take to any kind of going, and she makes a really good late run here to get within a head of the winner, Lady Rocket, at the finish. And Lady Rocket really flatters the form of this race because she came right back out of this narrow decision to win the Gopher Wand in her next start by 9 lengths with a career best 125 Time Form US speed figure. So really bolsters the form of that Pumpkin Pie Stakes, the third place finisher there, Lake Avenue. She's also a grade 1 placed filly. So Glass Ceiling was competing against some legitimate horses in that listed stakes last time, and she might just have really improved and be in career form right now for Charlton Baker, because 2 back, she just smashed a field of optional claiming horses when she beat Starfront by 6 lengths. That rival is back in this race. Now, she was beaten by Song River 3 back, but it just seems like Glass Ceiling has really improved into the fall and winter months in New York. And if she is able to maintain her current form, it's going to be pretty hard to beat her in this Garland of Roses. Let's, though, take a look at the race in which Song River, that rival, actually beat Glass Ceiling at Saratoga over the summer. Song River got the jump on Glass Ceiling this day, got to the front end and was just able to take this field from gate to wire for trainer Cherie DeVoe. And she really has come to life since they switched her to dirt. She spent most of her career on the turf, but they've run her on dirt in her last 3 races in a row. She's won 2 of them. She's been second by a head in her only loss in those last 3 starts. And she came out of this victory at Saratoga to win at Churchill Downs last time. And I'm not showing the replay of that race, but it is worth noting if you go look up the replay, she actually hopped up at the start of that race, had to make up a lot of ground on the backstretch just to get into her preferred position contending for the pace, and she made a good run to take that field over at the top of the stretch and won pretty impressively that day, even though the margin is just a length and a quarter. Her speed figures, though, coming into this, especially on the Time Form US scale, just a little bit on the light side. She's probably going to have to produce a career best performance to defeat Glass Ceiling, but she is one of the main rivals, and she does have that tactical speed. The horse, though, that's going to be on the lead in this race, as long as she breaks cleanly, is Sadie Lady. And let's take a look at Sadie Lady when she actually won over this course last winter in the Correction Stakes, and she's beating another horse that she faces in here, Call on Mischief. Sadie Lady got to the front on this day, and she's able to hold that rival, Call on Mischief, at bay. When Sadie Lady is able to clear off to an uncontested lead, she can be pretty tough to run down. You can just see it from her career record. She's got 8 wins in 21 starts with just 4 second and third place finishes combined. So she's kind of an all or nothing proposition. She either wins a race or she just kind of fades to finish nowhere. And that is what happened last time that we saw her. She faded to finish off the board at 3-5 at Saratoga. That was a pretty disappointing performance, but it did come over a sloppy track. She's definitely a horse that's better over fast going. We'll see how the track comes up on Saturday at Aqueduct. There is some rain in the forecast, but that's moderated a bit in the past few days. I'm recording this on Thursday, so we'll see how that changes coming up to the weekend. But she is a horse that would prefer a fast dry strip on Saturday at Aqueduct to have her best chance. But regardless of that, she's going to be gunning to the front end and trying to take this field all the way. A horse that could be trying to press her is the number 5 Starfront, and she's kind of an enigma coming into this race. She looked so talented when she made her career debut at Belmont at the end of 2020, getting that 108 time Formula US speed figure in a very impressive near 5-length victory. But she was off for nearly a year after that. She came back and was no match for Glass Ceiling off the layoff 2 back. She took some money in the Pumpkin Pie Stakes, the first division of that race last time, but she really did not have much punch after contesting what was a fast pace. You see those red color-coded time Formula US pace figures, but that first division of the Pumpkin Pie, won by Truth Hurts, that was a much weaker division of the race than the one that Glass Ceiling is exiting, where she ran against the likes of Lady Rocket and Lake Avenue. So I do think that Starfront is stepping up to face a better horse than she met last time in Glass Ceiling this time. It's interesting that Chad Brown's keeping the faith and running her in another stakes race rather than going back to Allowance Company, but maybe this was just the race that came up. Let's take a look at my picks for this race, and I'm not getting too creative here. I landed on the favorite, the number 2 Glass Ceiling. In the form that she's currently in, as long as some pace develops on the front end, and I think it's likely to with Sadie Lady in the field, it just seems like she's going to get the right pace set up, and it's just hard for me to go against a horse that has the class lines that she does and is in the stellar form that she appears to be coming into this race in. So I'm going with the number 2 Glass Ceiling. I've got that speedster Sadie Lady in second. We'll see how the track comes up. I might downgrade her if it does come up sloppy on Saturday at Aqueduct. And I would also use Song River, who did run deceptively well at Churchill last time, just has to step it up from a speed figure standpoint. But it's the favorite for me, Glass Ceiling, and the Garland of Roses on Saturday at Aqueduct. Good luck if you're playing this weekend.